GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. See a head-to-head study of Rinvoq versus another treatment at Rinvoq.com/see the data. Talk to your dermatologist if you're not doing well on your current pill or injection to see if Rinvoq is right for you.
DJ, we're leaving.
Is my Old Spice in there?
I think I'm gonna stay.
So that means I'll never see you again.
Dad?
Boy, I'm talking to my Old Spice, not you.
That's a lot of wind.
Yeah, I agree. More wind.
I actually think we should do less wind.
Cut. That's it. Were we rolling on that?
You said cut.
I did.
Yep. You sure did.
You know, paying less for less ain't a good deal. It's just less. But when you pay less and you get more, that's a good deal. And that's Straight Talk Wireless. Straight Talk's always been the same price since they started, back in 2009. And they always offer free 5G phones for new and existing customers on America's most reliable 5G network. Straightforward, always. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices.
Switch to Straight Talk Wireless. And now plans starting at just $25 a month. Exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
I didn't know M&M's liked eating M&M's.
Who's eating M&M's?
What have you done? Look, I won't judge. They're so airy, so crispy.
You think you know someone. M&M's caramel, now popped.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's rare when something is so richly detailed. It reveals something new every time you're in it. Never cease to be amazed in the fully redesigned Lexus ES. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something stops short of amazing.
The strawberry watermelon refresher is here. It's the drink where the refreshing vibes overfloweth. One of the many new drinks now at McDonald's.
It begins with 64 teams.
This is the stuff you dream about.
All vying for college baseball's biggest prize.
They're going to Omaha!
This is where you build your legacy and become unforgettable.
Making it to the College World Series is something that they will have forever.
The NCAA Division I Baseball Super Regionals, exclusively on ESPN.
Just some context on how long it's been since the Knicks have lost a game. April 23rd, that was day one of the NFL draft. Mendoza goes one on that day, too. And since then, it has been a dozen consecutive victories, all in the playoffs, including 7 on the row. Speaking of 7 in a row.
No days off!
There you see what we've got. We're ping-ponging back and forth. It's championship season, Steve. You ready?
Yeah.
You're not ready for all of them. You're going somewhere this weekend.
Oh, no.
I don't know what he's doing. Something better than this. We follow hockey on Thursday. We follow the NBA Friday. We follow hockey on Saturday. So there are our plans. We hope you'll make yours to be with us. For Stan, for Steve, I'm Scott Van Pelt. Thanks for being with us. This is Sports Center.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle.
We had a prize fight of a game one. Back and forth we went. The Knicks land the first haymaker and take game one. Knicks 105, Spurs 95.
A little reminiscent of game one in Cleveland. Our offense wasn't working. The difference between the Cleveland game one and this game one, our defense showed up. So it saved us tonight.
It's a good win. We felt we didn't play well. I'm sure San Antonio felt that they didn't play well. We have to keep taking it one game at a time and stay present and see what happens.
Sportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes bundling home and auto easy. Learn more at progressive.com. You heard it right here on ESPN Radio last night. Mark Kestisher, Doris Burke, PJ Carlesimo, George Sedano on the call as the New York Knicks take a 1-0 lead on the road at San Antonio with a 105-95 10-point victory after being down 14 points in the third quarter after Jalen Brunson got banged up. Doesn't matter. He comes back in, was unbelievable with 13 in the fourth. OG Anunoby with 12 in the fourth. Yet maybe Karl Anthony Towns, the star of the game, 12-game winning streak for New York in the postseason. What an unreal victory for the New York Knicks. Along with Michelle Smallman, Chris Canty, Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, everybody.
Knicks in 5.
Oh.
That's all I'm going to keep saying. Knicks in 5.
Okay.
I put my son to bed last night. I told him Knicks in 5. I mean, listen, this team finds a way.
They do.
And yesterday was an ugly game on both sides. I thought fatigue was certainly a factor for the San Antonio Spurs.
No doubt.
But what impressed me about the Knicks was the heart that they showed. And no pun intended, but I thought Josh Hart was awesome. Evan, you left his name out, but the guy had 15 rebounds, 6 of which happened in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
I mean, he was incredible in last night's game. He put together a stat line that we hadn't seen in the finals since Larry Legend. I mean, the guy had 15 rebounds, 4 steals. He was all over the place, just flying around, creating extra possessions, creating opportunities for others. The 6 assists doesn't hurt either, being able to set people up. And the most impressive thing about what Josh Hart did out the gates was push the pace. I thought that he got up and down the court. The Spurs started out trying to defend the Knicks offense with putting Wemby on Hart, and Hart's pace essentially ran them out of it, and then Karl Anthony Towns finished the assignment because he kept blowing past Victor Wembanyama. Wemby has to respect him, has to go out to the three-point line, but Cat didn't settle for jump shots. He continued to force the issue. He drove past Wemby several times, finishing at the rim, creating opportunities for other guys. I just thought that was a really great performance by everybody not named Jalen Brunson. And then, of course, Jalen Brunson playing the role of Mariano Rivera, taking the Knicks home, closing the show.
There is something so different about him. The evenness, the calmness, the steadiness to come up clutch when his team needs him. 30 points. He was absolutely unreal down the stretch in the fourth. But to your point, you can point to several players on this team and their impact in this game and why the team of the New York Knicks was able to win last night. Josh Hart impacting the game in so many ways. OG, especially in the third, stepping up in a big way. But I was so impressed with Mitchell Robinson and especially Karl Anthony Towns. His defense last night was so unbelievable. He was so crucial in that game. And not to get soppy, but him talking post-game about his mother, who had passed away in 2020 due to complications of COVID, saying that he felt her in the stands last night. He felt this energy and this calmness that she was there with him. It just feels like this Knicks team is really on the brink of something special. And another thing that Kat said post-game that I thought was really, really important, he said they were having fun. He said this team was having fun. And this is what they've been. You're down, it doesn't matter. You're on the road, it doesn't matter. They continue to find a way to win, but most importantly, they're playing as a collective, and they are having fun.
They were so good. They were so good down the stretch. You mentioned Josh Hart. Trust me, I did not leave him out on purpose because I think I'll give him a max contract. That's how valuable I think he is to this team.
He was plus 22 in 26 minutes.
Incredible.
He had the best plus minus of any Knick, and he played 26 minutes.
And he had 3 points. And that's why it doesn't matter. Like, the points don't matter if you have other guys that could score. You have to do all the other things. And I thought the tone was set early on, even though the Knicks had found themselves in a 14-point deficit in that third quarter, where they finished the quarter outscoring San Antonio 25-11 to have it tied going into the fourth. But on one of the first plays of the game, we sat here a couple of days ago, and we said Oklahoma City's issue is that they didn't go at Wemby. They didn't do anything to go. They played almost fearful of Wemby around the rim. Josh Hart got a shot blocked. I don't care. Josh Hart ran into Wemby one of the first plays of the game with the basketball, shoulder down like he was a running back, running into a defensive lineman or linebacker. Wemby blocked the shot, one of those things where he turns around and slams it against the backboard. But you understood in that moment, the Knicks are not afraid of him. They are not going to be afraid of him. Josh Hart's going to go at him. And Karl Anthony Towns was so awesome last night on both sides of the ball. I, for one, have sat here and said, well, you can't have both Cat and Brunson out there in late game scenarios because they're both not good on defense. No. That's no longer true. And Karl Anthony Towns has been the target for so many people out there making fun of what they have said is a quote-unquote soft player, right? No more. No more. You don't play that way and rebound that way. They didn't need to come up with all kinds of crazy strategies against Wemby. Karl Anthony Towns guarded him one-on-one. And I kept thinking about two guys last night also in comparison. Tom Thibodeau had him twice. Jimmy Butler wanted to get off of that Minnesota team because he thought he was soft. That's on leadership and that's on management. You didn't bring the best out of him. This guy, Mike Brown, and these leaders, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, they are bringing the best out of an awesome basketball player. Karl Anthony Towns was phenomenal last night. Kudos to him. Jalen Brunson has become a given. Karl Anthony Towns is now a great two-way player. Good for him. He's made himself into that.
Yeah, but if we're going to give him the praise for what he did last night, I think it's fair to criticize him for what he wasn't in the past. He wasn't that type of player. He didn't play with that type of force on the defensive end. Last night, as the primary defender on Wemby, he held him to 2 of 12 shooting.
Unbelievable.
Like last night, Towns, on shots that the Spurs took, held the Spurs to 12 of 42 from the field.
Unbelievable.
The rest of the Knicks held the Spurs to 12 of 27. So essentially, they shot 29% on Towns. They shot 44% on everybody else on the Knicks.
Locked it down.
That's how great he was defensively.
Yeah.
And of course, he's capable of that. This guy was the #1 overall pick once upon a time. So all of the criticism, all of the people that called him soft, it was justified in the way that he didn't play. This is a different version of him. I will give credit to the organization because a big part of becoming a championship caliber team is having the infrastructure in place to pull out the best out of your people. And it's clear that that's what's going on with the New York Knicks.
No doubt.
It's clear that the Nova Knicks, that Villanova culture that Jay Wright established with Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart has permeated throughout that organization, and it allows them to win a game last night when they didn't have their fastball. Both teams didn't play well, and I think it was for different reasons. The Knicks, a lot of rust. The Spurs looked like they were tired. But guess what? If the game is close, down the stretch, if Jalen Brunson can take it, he's going to take it. That tied game, tied at the end of the third quarter, that was the stage being set for Jalen Brunson to impose his will on what would happen in the fourth, and that's exactly what he did.
To your point, Wendy was on with Scott Van Pelt last night and said that Wemby seemed a bit fatigued, and that Jalen Brunson smelled it. And that he realized he had another gear and attacked. And that's part of the reason why he exploded there down the stretch. But you have to wonder if what we saw from a fatigue standpoint versus the rest that the New York Knicks had last night, if as the series progresses, that's going to be the biggest factor moving forward.
Yeah, and we will get to the Spurs part of it coming up because there's obviously a lot to discuss there. Yeah. But Jeremy Lin, new ESPN NBA analyst, and of course former Knick, was on with Scott Van Pelt, as Smalls mentioned last night on SportsCenter, along with Wendy. And Jeremy Lin had this to say about Karl Anthony Towns as the key to this series.
I think that's the key to the series is Cat. I think Cat's ability to shoot and shoot from deep with a quicker release than Chet. Mm-hmm. Early in the first quarter, you see he just is driving downhill, right at Wemby, just taking it to him. And then defensively down the stretch, Wemby seemed tired. He seemed exhausted to the point where in the second half, they had to switch defensive coverages so Wemby wasn't guarding the pick and roll all the time. And that is something in the fourth quarter that it wears on him. And Wemby just started to ISO and couldn't score on Cat.
We'll get to the Wemby part.
They don't have anybody that can defend Cat, though. They're not wrong. Like Jeremy Lin is right. They don't have anybody that can defend Cat. If Cat can avoid the silly fouls, then he's going to be all right. I was worried a little bit early on. There was a time where he drove in the lane in the first quarter against Wemby, and it was initially ruled as a foul on Wemby. They reviewed it, and it ends up being an offensive foul on Cat. That was one of those plays where I was concerned that it could go the other way, because that's another knock on Karl Anthony Towns, is that he puts himself up against it with silly fouls. Last night, I thought he did a great job defensively being able to move his feet. He did a great job in terms of having restraint and not being extra and putting himself in foul trouble where he couldn't be impactful, where he couldn't be that X factor. So I'm just looking at the matchups. The Spurs do not have an answer for Karl Anthony Towns when he plays that way. Point blank, period. If you're going to get Karl Anthony Towns playing like that the rest of the series, then this is going to be over in short order.
I think the biggest point, though, at least in comparison to that of Oklahoma City, is even if you're going to critique Towns for a foul or a charge or a bad drive, whatever it may be, he's driving to the basket. Oklahoma City did not do that with their Chet Holmgren was non-existent. What Cat has done is already put the Spurs back on their heels a little bit because they know he's going to take the ball to the basket.
With respect, Chet Holmgren ain't got the foot speed of Karl Anthony Towns.
I understand that, but Karl Anthony Towns just did everything right. And I don't want people, and I know neither of you do, I don't want people to take this as, oh, we're not talking enough about Brunson's greatness. Brunson's greatness is now a given. Brunson in the fourth quarter, Mr. Clutch, 13 of the 30 points. It's now become a given. He's that unbelievably good. I personally have been that wrong about this man on so many levels, okay? But what you got from Cat last night would trigger a person like Canty, who before the series, now in the series, to say Knicks in 5, he, Karl Anthony Towns, is your proof of concept, right? If he does that, they are awesome. And OG Anunoby with 12 points. I mean, and by the way, you know what? The Brunson injury, which you thought was going to be a big deal. How about the combined minutes from Deuce McBride and Jose Alvarado? They were excellent off the bench last night. The Knicks' depth was in full display last night. And Shamet led them in minutes in the first half with 18 minutes.
Shamet almost took him out, though.
Well, yeah.
Knocking out Harrison Barnes hit Brunson in the knee.
But he was fine. He ended up being fine.
Yeah.
But the New York Knicks were unbelievable last night, a 24-point swing, and now their 12-game winning streak, and yet again, a double-digit playoff win for New York. 105-95 was the victory. All right, we are going to paint it silver and black coming up with the Spurs conversation, and the paint we're going to use, Smalls?
It's Sherwin-Williams.
Oh, okay.
It's the only thing we can use, because in sports, the best teams know when to make their move, and Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with their big sale. That's right. It's super sale time. We're talking 40% off paints and stains with prices starting at $30.89. June 5th through the 11th. You know, I'm looking at these studio walls. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Let's get that Cardinal spirit going. Yep, definitely like that. Order online, get everything delivered right to your door, or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Heroes rise when they run to pressure.
Up top for Towns. Hey, score! Wembanyama drives hard. Windmills at home. Oh, what a big shot!
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio and on ABC. Presented by Gusto.
America, this tournament might be fought on the pitch, but it'll be won in the backyard barbecues. Nice save. That guy looks like Tim Howard.
I am Tim Howard.
Jim Beam, official spirit of U.S. soccer.
Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back.
Break away to what's possible with Tremfya.
The only IL-23 blocker for Crohn's and UC to offer self-administration from the start.
Tremfya can help with symptom relief as early as 4 weeks, remission at 12 weeks, 1 year, and 2 years.
Some had visible repair of their intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Break away with Tremfya.
Backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
This is Ruth and Sherry, who are about to buy their dream home, but their advisor Chris didn't see it helping long term. So a new investment plan protected their future and helped make their old home feel like new.
We just want to be comfortable and enjoy our life. Chris has been a big part of that.
JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Get all ESPN networks, your favorite sports, teams, and exclusive live events on the big screen with the ESPN app. It's all of ESPN, all in one place.
This thing just got wild.
Your home for the biggest live events and the best championship moments.
Love Scott Van Pelt. Get a good look.
It's the ultimate fan experience.
Ain't nobody bigger than us, yeah, baby.
Stream now on the ESPN app.
Stop debating between razor burn and burning through another razor. Start shaving with Gillette. With 3 times more protective coatings, no refillable blade lasts longer. So even your 30th shave is still smooth and comfortable.
All right, you guys want to do a little swap?
I mean, yeah, I could be into it. Just like a one-time casual thing with Tyler, or?
I was talking about switching up teams for fun.
I don't like this game.
All pizzas at Domino's are half off this week. Yeah, that's right. All of them. So many pizzas, so many ways to get them. You can order online, go in store, or call. Get 50% off this week however you order at
Domino's.
America, this tournament might be fought on the pitch, but it'll be won in the backyard barbecues. Nice save. That guy looks like Tim Howard.
I am Tim Howard.
Jim Beam, official spirit of U.S. soccer.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike. Wemby just bounced it off his shoe. Turnover, San Antonio. Hart's got it. He'll dribble. 55 seconds to go. It's a 2-possession lead. Big turnover by San Antonio.
You have the opportunity to do something before you're supposed to, and that is so indicative for the rest of his career if he's able to sneak one in right now. Either the sneak one in early or the add-on late are so impactful. The ones in the middle are like, that's when you're supposed to do it. It's the ones that you're not supposed to do it that I think set up your legacy all time.
Man, I'm gonna have fun.
Got work to do now. The NBA playoffs are on ESPN Radio. Catch postseason action on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, presented by Gusto, as you heard there with Mark Kensisher on the call last night. Knicks take a 1-0 series lead over San Antonio with a 105-95 victory in San Antonio. 12-game winning streak now for New York. Another double-digit victory. We talked about the Knicks side, and obviously we will continue to talk about that. But San Antonio last night did get going early. They had a 14-point lead as late as the third quarter of this game. Victor Wembanyama had 26 points, 6 of 21 from the floor, 2 of 9 from 3. Did have 6 turnovers in this game, and I can't dislike a game more than I disliked Wemby's game last night, I don't think.
Why?
I'm just thinking about the opposite ends of the spectrum. I loved Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns' game so much last night, and I disliked Wemby's game to that extent the other way. He's 7'5". Play that way. You made yourself 6'5" last night. You chose. You basically said, I'm good being 7'5". I'd rather be 6'5". I'd rather play beyond the arc. I'd rather go all the way out there guarding Karl Anthony Towns, who has to be guarded beyond the three-point line, but that shouldn't be him, which is on Mitch Johnson a little bit, the great head coach of the Spurs. Like, he should be floating and roaming, not guarding Karl Anthony Towns that way. And every single time they just lobbed the ball to him, either got a basket or he got fouled. And for whatever reason, they didn't do that. He didn't do that. He played way too far away from the rim. And I just thought it was a complete waste of a Game 1 performance, whether it was because of energy, effort, tired, whatever it is. He's a great, great, great basketball player, and I assume he's going to be great in the next game. But I think he made himself a foot shorter last night voluntarily.
Yeah, because running back and forth from three-point line to three-point line is a lot shorter than running from basket to basket. And he was tired.
Yeah.
In the first quarter, he's grabbing his shorts. He's exhausted. Physically, certainly, maybe mentally and emotionally as well. Remember the quote coming into this series, they still hadn't come down from the win in the Western Conference Finals over the Thunder. Well, newsflash to the Spurs, you didn't win a damn thing. The only thing you earned was an opportunity to compete for the Larry O'Brien Trophy. And right now, you just lost home court to the New York Knicks in a series that coming in, you were favored. So this is a gut check for Victor Wembanyama. Now, the Spurs, when they're down, when they're up against it, they respond the right way. They usually bounce back with a big win. So we'll see what happens in Game 2. I'd be surprised if they weren't able to even this thing up. But last night, you're absolutely right, Ev, in terms of the way Wemby played. Shot 9 3-pointers.
Oh,
there were so many catches for Wemby at the three-point line and beyond. It just didn't make sense. The Spurs couldn't find ways to get him the ball at the elbow or lower, which is his sweet spot. And then defensively, he usually has the opportunity to roam as a safety. I thought Mike Brown did a great job with his lineups, making sure that there weren't non-shooters on the court that Wemby could guard and slough off of and help other guys by staying in the paint. I think it's mostly about Mike Brown and the lineups that he chose to go with, when he chose to go with them, that kept Wemby in that position where he was forced to be a perimeter defender. And so I'm curious to see what Mitch Johnson does, the adjustment to the adjustment that the New York Knicks have made. I want to see what the Spurs come out with in Game 2 because they've got to find a way to allow Wemby to impose his will on the defensive end and a lot closer to the basket on the offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you one suggestion right off the bat. It's the same thing I said yesterday. Play double big. Go Luke Cornett with Wemby and make them decide if they're going to put Mitch Robinson on the floor with Karl Anthony Towns. And if you keep Josh Hart on the floor, to combat the two bigs and have extra rebounders, etc. Well, you have multiple non-shooters. You have to at least try that. The other thing,
Luke Cornett has not been good though.
No.
Then
dust off Kelly Olynyk.
The Luke Cornett minutes have been a godsend for opposing teams. Like you saw it in the Western Conference Finals. You saw it again last night, especially in the third quarter.
He can have his moments though. He had the.
Well, you say he have his moments, and I'm not.
You got to try something.
I'm not saying that he doesn't, but. Like, that's when the Knicks started their run and coming back from down 14 in the third quarter.
Instead of Wemby. I'm saying in addition to Wemby. That's what I would try. And also, De'Aaron Fox in, Dylan Harper out with 4+ minutes to go or whatever it was, not a good idea. Yeah. Dylan Harper was the best player on the floor at times for San Antonio. And the other knock on San Antonio is, last night, we said this about Oklahoma City. One of the cool things when they're at their best is like they have 2 guys for every position. So the guy at those positions only has to be good for one half. When Champagnie shoots the way he does in the first half, Devin Vassell's got to give you that in the second half. You can't ask Champagnie to do that in 2 halves or else he'd be an all-time great player. Like that, he's a star in his role. And so, Smalls, you asked, why didn't I like the Wemby minutes? It's because of that. He made himself a foot shorter, I thought, last night.
So obviously, tactically, the Spurs are going to make some adjustments heading into Game 2. I'm sure one of those 2 is to try to get Wemby more involved early. Yeah. Because to start the game, he obviously didn't have it. 5 points on 5 attempts in the first quarter. He missed some shots early. So I would imagine that would provide a spark. They're going to try to ignite him in that way. But you can make a lot of tactical moves to try to attack the vulnerabilities of your opponent. But if Victor Wembanyama is just gassed, if just the cadence of the postseason and the marathon that he's endured and his first postseason at 22 years old has finally caught up with him, I don't know what adjustments you can make to combat that.
Well, let's hear from Wemby on that last night, what you're talking about, Smalls. And he seems to be less worried about it than you are. Here's Victor Wembanyama last night.
It's almost not like I have anything to figure out. It's almost like I have to play normal, not even good. It's like just doing the right things is enough. It's when we play bad, when I play bad, it's when we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's this is why I'm not worried. It's we're gonna be so much better. I'm gonna be so much better.
I hope he's right because this is a series I want to see go 7 games. I want him to find what we normally see from Wemby and push this thing to 7. But as we talked about a little bit last segment, you know, he was obviously gassed. Ev, you mentioned him grabbing his shorts. You could see that he
said that to me.
Cece, I'm sorry. Yeah. You could see how exhausted he was. And Jalen Brunson, to his credit, took advantage of that. Mike Brown tactically made some smart moves to take advantage of that. And I mean, Cece, you have played in the biggest games. You have won a Super Bowl. You tell us, once you hit that point where you just don't have anything left, I know that supernatural things happen and people are able to summon that. And this is why we see competitive greatness on display in this level. But how do you do that? How do you overcome that, especially when you see him looking this tired in Game 1?
The acknowledgement that it's bigger than you. It's about the guy next to you. Because it's easy to quit when it's hard, when it's just you. Because it's you making a selfish choice. It's you deciding that you've had enough. But you don't want to be the reason why your teammates miss out an opportunity to be immortalized. And I think that's the difference. That level of awareness is the contrast that we saw in terms of how these two teams played down the stretch in last night's game. The Knicks are fully aware of that. Josh Hart had 6 rebounds in the fourth quarter, 3 steals in the fourth quarter. Fully aware. OG Anunoby, the back-to-back threes at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Fully aware. The playmaking by Jalen Brunson, that impossible shot that he made with a minute to go over Devin Vassell. the tap back to Mikal Bridges and then floating to the corner to knock down the three with 1:55 left to take the lead. Like, those are the types of plays that you look at and you see the sacrifice that these guys are willing to make for one another manifest itself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I do think that this is a time where the Spurs have got to be introspective and acknowledge that, you know, they have to play with a little more urgency. The one thing that I will say tactically, and I agree with Evan, just like the Spurs don't have anybody to guard Karl Anthony Towns, the Knicks have nobody to guard Steph Castle and Dylan Harper.
So let's take them out.
There's no reason for De'Aaron Fox to have 37 minutes. There's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for De'Aaron Fox to have more minutes than Steph Castle or Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper is their second best player. Steph Castle, their second best defender. There's no reason why De'Aaron Fox is playing more minutes than those guys. Not one. He was a liability last night. Aside from a steal that he had,
one steal
that led to a layup. He got a layup, an easy a gimme, and then he had the play where he penetrated and kicked to Julian Champagny for a buzzer-beating three before the half. Beside those two plays, De'Aaron Fox was a nothing burger. Why is he playing 37 and a half minutes? It's ridiculous. Get his ass out of the game.
There's a reason you and I sat here and we debated who we like better between Harper and Castle. You know what the answer wasn't? Fox.
There's no reason why De'Aaron Fox is playing more minutes than Steph Castle or Dylan Harper.
I don't understand it. Literally, they got off to a huge lead early because of Dylan Harper. He comes off the bench. He was unstoppable. So let's take him out.
It didn't matter who was on Dylan Harper. Nobody could guard him. Anybody could get it. Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, whoever was on him, anybody could get it. He was awesome.
Ridiculous. I totally agree with you. It was ridiculous that they took him out late in the game last night. All right, a lot more to get to on the NBA Finals and the Knicks and the Spurs. But we had some huge news in the NFL with arguably one of the best, if not the best, defenders in the league that came out yesterday. We'll get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
All the dunks.
Anunoby catches under the basket, goes up and slams it home.
The dimes.
Harper lifts it for Castle, who flies in for the alley-oop.
The daggers.
Hit it at the horn. Victor Wembanyama.
The NBA Finals on ESPN Radio and on ABC. Presented by Gusto.
Taking a little breather. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk makes every sip worth savoring. With 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and creaminess that makes coffee more delicious. Fairlife, nature's bounty.
Nearly 70% of your immune system lives in your gut.
Nature's Bounty supplements your gut and immune health with 20 billion live probiotic cultures. Nature's Bounty, it's in your nature.
Bourbon this balanced doesn't just happen. With subtle notes of bright cherry and warm vanilla, there's a method to our smoothness. Maker's Mark, perfectly unreasonable.
I don't know what they're thinking, but right now, every Domino's pizza is half off. Every single pizza. Like what? I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just gonna get half off some Domino's.
Mr. Sugar, our profits have tripled. I don't do anything illegal here. We take a 20% cut of every dollar laundered.
A Philly for you?
I have never felt less sex positive.
Not with me.
Being surrounded by losers makes me feel like a winner.
Why are your nipples so small? They're regular size.
Watson's is celebrating the grand opening of our brand new Utica location with a big grand opening event at all 5 Detroit locations. Shop now and save up to 50% on outdoor furniture, spas, saunas, above-ground pools, pool tables, and more. Plus 18 months interest-free financing.
It's never been easier to hire the wrong attorney for your case. Some firms dabble in personal injury law, but they can miss the critical details or settle for less than you deserve. And when it comes to trial, not all attorneys are ready to go the distance or know their way around a courtroom. At Christensen Law, personal injury law is all we do. With decades of experience, we know how to get maximum results. Don't take chances. Call Christensen Law.
Watson's is celebrating the grand opening of our brand new Utica location with a big grand opening event at all 5 Detroit locations. Shop now and save up to 50% on outdoor furniture, spas, saunas, above-ground pools, pool tables, and more. Plus 18 months interest-free financing.
All 3 of these, Champagny had 5 first-half triples. It's a 7-point San Antonio lead. It's growing now into the third. And again, it's Harper. Oh, that's just silly from the young man. Just 20. 16 points, the most by a Spurs rookie in the franchise's history in the finals. Karl Anthony Towns, though, was a monster on both ends of the floor. Gets the rebound and the putback, and now it's just a 2-point game. Then Brunson puts on the brakes, hits over Champagny, who's born in New York City and, of course, played for St. John's. Now on the other end, it's Wemby. And as soon as he gets there, you know he can dunk, and he does. He beats Mitchell Robinson to the cup and has the length to get the dunk, and we're tied heading into the fourth. We're tied just about midway through the fourth, and then look, you see no Wembanyama on the floor. Brunson attacks with a left-hand float. Once again, where's one? Well, he's trailing the play. Again, it's Brunson to the cup, and the lead now grows to 6. On the other end, Champagny way off in the second half. The lead is 6. Brunson doing what he does with the scoop. And the ability of the New York bigs to get in the way of Wembanyama like a chip, if you will, like a running back, maybe trying to block a defensive end to keep Wembanyama away. A Wembanyama there, though, on the other end, gets the layup. And it's a 1-point game. They now lead by 1, and after New York got stuck on 94 seemingly forever, it's Brunson with the big 3 that gives them the lead. Now it's Wembanyama who slips and hits the deck. And the Spurs are stuck seemingly forever, and it's Brunson again working through, up and under Vassell. 13 in the fourth. It was not a great shooting night, but the box score doesn't tell the story. His impact on the most important moments of the game do. The Knicks by 10, 105-95.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
We are Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. ESPN 2, we are presented by Progressive Insurance. This was SportsCenter, a new interview podcast from my buddy Rich Eisen, featuring SportsCenter legends, premiering this Friday, June 5th on Disney+. Rich Eisen Show YouTube channel.